When you're living with diabetes, one of the most important things to monitor is what you eat. Your diet has a significant influence on your blood sugar levels, insulin resistance, and diabetes complications. Eating a balanced, wholesome, and varied diet is one of the best ways to reduce diabetic symptoms, but not all diet styles can be beneficial for you. After all, the way your body manages diabetes will be different from someone else. However, it seems that there is one diet beneficial for most people, and that is the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet has strongly shown to reduce the development of chronic diseases, including diabetes, and extend lifespan. So, as a diabetic, what do you need to know about the Mediterranean diet? Well, keep watching. In this video, we'll break down what the Mediterranean diet entails and how it can help stop diabetes. But before we get started, can you do us a favor and like this video, ring the bell for future notifications, and make sure to subscribe to the Diabetics Talk channel for more help managing diabetes. Plus, stick around to find out how you can get 2 free gifts. And now, let's find out how the Mediterranean diet can help stop diabetes by first answering the question, what is the Mediterranean diet? The Mediterranean diet originates from the eating habits of countries such as Italy, Greece, Spain, and France, which are all bordering the Mediterranean Sea. This diet is not strict and is considered more of a lifestyle that involves both food and habits. Within the Mediterranean diet, it is recommended to eat plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts and seeds, seafood, healthy fats, and spices, while limiting the consumption of dairy, meat, and refined sugars. Limiting those foods doesn't mean cutting them out of your diet entirely, but more of eating them on special occasions. Eating this way can be extremely beneficial for diabetics, mainly because the body receives a rich amount of varied nutrients. Experts have pointed out that people with diabetes are more prone to nutritional deficiencies, and this is because the chronic disease often impacts the ability of both the insulin and metabolism of properly processing nutrients from food. Many studies have observed that mineral and vitamin deficiency in diabetes can increase blood glucose imbalances, insulin resistance, and risks of diabetes mellitus. The most common deficiency found in people with diabetes are zinc, magnesium, fiber, vitamin D, vitamin E, and B. There are also other nutrients that may not be rated as deficiencies, but are needed in generous quantities to keep diabetes symptoms in check, such as antioxidants, flavonols, anthocyanin, and quercetin. These minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants can easily be found in the Mediterranean diet. In fact, some of the best foods for diabetics, including fatty fish, leafy greens, berries, avocados, nuts and seeds, and olive oil, which contains these nutrients, are highly prominent in the Mediterranean diet. So while the type of food included in the Mediterranean diet is what is most recommended for diabetics, another less known benefit of this diet is the lifestyle habits that come with it. Countries who follow the Mediterranean diet note that part of the lifestyle includes eating with loved ones. When you enjoy a meal in a group, you are more likely to chew more and slow the pace of eating, which can improve digestion, increase the feelings of fullness, and decrease the amount of food consumed. So, what does the research say about the Mediterranean diet, and how can it help stop diabetes? Well, let's explore those questions. But before we dive into those, are you ready for a free gift? Discover an entire world of diabetes-fighting foods with our new book, 10 incredible foods that reduce blood sugar. Plus, you'll discover the real reason why type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease are increasing at an alarming rate, and find out what really works when it comes to preventing these illnesses by watching our free 1-hour documentary, The Scary Truth About Sugar. Both gifts are free and waiting for you to grab them in the description box below. And now, let's break down. What does the research say on the Mediterranean diet for diabetics? The Mediterranean diet has been linked with plenty of benefits for diabetics, including stabilizing blood sugar levels, improving insulin sensitivity, reducing inflammation, promote heart health, protecting brain function, and reducing the risks and complications of chronic diseases. In a large study involving 20,000 participants, experts concluded that following a Mediterranean diet significantly reduces the risks of high blood lipids, including cholesterol and triglycerides, stroke, and heart disease. And when it comes to prevention, numerous studies have shown that a Mediterranean diet can decrease the risks of developing diabetes in people with cardiovascular problems. Along with reducing the risks of chronic diseases and their complications, the Mediterranean diet has shown to be beneficial for symptoms linked to diabetes. A review of 17 studies observed that eating this type of diet reduced fasting blood glucose and HbA1c levels for people with type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, a study republished by Harvard Medical in 600 adults noted that consuming a Mediterranean diet can reduce inflammation, increase insulin sensitivity, and improve the gut microbiome. So yes, the Mediterranean diet has plenty of important benefits for diabetes and can reduce the risks of complications like diabetes mellitus. But the question remains, can this diet actually prevent diabetes from developing in the first place? Experts seem to suggest it's so. A large review observed that consuming a Mediterranean diet can lower the risks of developing type 2 diabetes by up to 19%. And what's more is that there is no known downside to consuming this diet. Overall, the Mediterranean diet promotes a balanced and healthy way of eating, and following this kind of diet as a diabetic can help control and improve your symptoms. But if you're looking at starting the Mediterranean diet, make sure you also try to implement the lifestyle habits that go with it, as according to the countries who embrace this diet, lifestyle habits are equally important in the success of the Mediterranean diet. And now, we want to hear from you. After watching this video, are you interested in trying the Mediterranean diet? And if so, what symptoms are you looking to improve? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And before you leave, make sure to claim your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button for more diabetics talk. Thanks for watching. We hope you're having a diabetes fighting day.